over the national television airwaves, national airwaves, period, of ESPN Radio and ESPN News. Number to call up, as always, is 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance, celebrating 7 years and over 700 cars donated to veterans. Learn more at keystoprogress.com. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Let me tell you something. I am not having a very good day. Let me just get this out of the way right now. Now, I want to say this. I am very, very, very excited. My mood should be no indication about how excited I am about tonight. I've got my own NBA show, also known as Sports Center with Stephen A. Smith, debuting tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, over the national television airways of ESPN News. That same Sports Center with Stephen A. Smith will be airing every single Wednesday night at 7 p.m. that ESPN has a 7:30 game. So if you see a 7:30 game, you can anticipate that you will see me a half hour before the game, leading into the game. So considering the fact that this is the debut, one would think that I would have a smile on my face, rivaling that of George Foreman. One would think I'd have the kind of smile on my face, the kind of euphoria draping over me, because it's such an incredible opportunity that I'm incredibly appreciative and thankful for. Jimmy Pitaro, Connor Shell, Norby Williamson, Dave Roberts. Thank y'all. Nothing but love for you. But I'm upset. And I'm upset, and you know why I'm upset? And I hope you're listening, Adam Silver, commissioner, the great commissioner of the NBA. I hope you're listening, because I don't want this to be an indication whatsoever that I am not looking forward to this NBA season. But damn it, I'm allowed to dream. I'm allowed to fantasize. I'm allowed to sit up there knowing that the Clippers and the Lakers was on the schedule for opening night at the Staples Center, knowing that the two leading candidates for an NBA championship being crowned in June of 2020 would be playing in the same arena, knowing that they were going up against one another, circling the date, October 22nd, 2019. I had the date circled for months. I was looking forward to this, salivating. So much so that people were looking at me saying, "What's wrong with you? It's just a regular season basketball game." No, it's not. It's more than that. It's LeBron versus Kawhi. It's Doc Rivers and the Clippers going up against the Buses and Pelinka and the Los Angeles Lakers. It's the Lakers, the most storied franchise in basketball history, one would argue, this side of the Boston Celtics, trying to ward off the perennial stepchild known as the Los Angeles Clippers, who have now elevated themselves into being a first-class organization led by a billionaire in the great Steve Ballmer, and a president of basketball operations in Lawrence Frank, who used to be able to coach his butt off before he decided to become an executive, to the great Doc Rivers, who is arguably the best coach in basketball. He's just that special. All of this stuff was stuff to look forward to. And of course, Kawhi Leonard. Now, why would I bring up Kawhi Leonard at this particular moment in time, other than the fact that he's a great player who's the reigning defending champion and NBA Finals MVP who happened to depart from Toronto for the Clippers? Let me break down for y'all with some inside information as to why that is. Kawhi Leonard did look Toronto and Masai Ujiri in the face and say, "Look, you go out and get Paul George, I'll stay in Toronto." But Masai didn't want to trade Pascal Siakam. He said, "I'm going to hold on to this young brother from my native land in Africa. I'm going to hold on to him so you can go." And Kawhi Leonard left. But when he left, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He was actually saying, "I'm not going to go to the Clippers unless you get Paul George. But if you don't get Paul George, I'm going to go right over to the Lakers and join LeBron James and Anthony Davis." And Steve Ballmer and Doc Rivers and Lawrence Frank pulled off the trade. Gave up about 7 damn picks to do it, but that's beside the point. Along with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Danilo Gallinari, but that's beside the point. They did all of this to make sure that Kawhi Leonard ended up with them and not with the Lakers. And as a result, it was going to be Kawhi Leonard going up against the Lakers. And then, after months and months of anticipation, us people like me salivating at the mouth, wait for this opportunity, we saw something. And I'm sitting in this studio with my manager extraordinaire, Rashawn McDonald. And I'm on the phone with him yesterday because he actually thinks he knows more basketball than me, but I won't hold that against him. Despite the fact that I've had to educate him on the sport of basketball. It's the only thing I could educate him about, but I tried to educate him on the sport of basketball numerous times. He won't listen. And I sat up there and I said, you know something? Kawhi Leonard is going to get it handed to him. Because as great as he is, how dare you have promos and commercials talking about how L.A. is Kawhi's town now. I'm paraphrasing. All these commercials, all of these promos was Kawhi Leonard saying, you know what? I'm in this town now, LeBron James. The king who? Where the hell is your crown? I have the crown. And I said, LeBron James, he going to make him pay for that. And ladies and gentlemen, tip-off time started last night. Lakers spent about the first 5 minutes looking stellar. LeBron James had Kawhi Leonard guarding him one-on-one at one point that Patrick Beverly wasn't pestering him. LeBron was on the left baseline, did a turnaround fadeaway in Kawhi Leonard's face, and I was like, ooh, this is so special. And then something happened. Kawhi Leonard got the ball and went ballistic. Hit 7 straight shots. LeBron James, you're looking for LeBron James to stop him, but lo and behold, a couple of times it didn't happen, and every other time he was nowhere in the vicinity because for some reason he wasn't guarding Kawhi Leonard. He was on Patrick Beverly. And I said, what in the hell is going on here? This is not what we signed up for. This is not what we bargained for. And so ultimately we would see the Clippers bench outscore the Lakers bench 60-19. Ultimately, we would see Anthony Davis hit just 8 of 21 shots from the field, 38%, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, some of the weakest production that you'll ever see from Anthony Davis, because I got news for you. The numbers weren't nearly as impressive as it would indicate. 25, 10, and 5 sounds impressive, but I'm here to tell you right now, Anthony Davis was not impressive last night. But I believe in this brother, and it's just an aberration. My concern is LeBron James and the vast majority of the 36 minutes that he played last night. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but that is my concern, because in 36 minutes, he shot 7 of 19 shots, 1 of 5 from three-point range. And he had 5 turnovers. Nobody for the game outside of Kawhi Leonard, who had 6, had more turnovers than LeBron James. But Kawhi Leonard was vastly more effective than LeBron James on this particular night. And I'm telling you right now, there's a reason for concern. Because I could not decide and decipher whether LeBron James was tired or rusty. I'm praying it was rust. I'm fearful it was fatigue. Because with fatigue, you're ultimately going to go to the fact that the brother's going to turn 35 years of age come December. Father Time has kicked in. He may not be what we think he is any longer, and that is that. I refuse to believe that as of yet. He's LeBron James. He's one of the greatest in the world, I believe. And remember, I picked him to win MVP honors this year. I know I know James Harden or Steph Curry could easily win it instead of him. But I'm thinking that LeBron James with Anthony Davis is going to be an absolute monster. I'm thinking when Kyle Kuzma gets back, that's only going to make them more formidable. If Danny Green didn't drop 28 last night, 30 last night, I got news for you. It was 28. I got news for you. The Lakers would have gotten blown out of the building. I never thought the day would come when I'd see that. Not with LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the same team. But that's exactly what happened. And so now we have to literally compartmentalize and ask ourselves what the hell is going on here. I'll tell you what's going on. Number one, LeBron James is too busy trying to feed Anthony Davis the ball. Number 2, Frank Vogel. Knowledgeable about the game of basketball, damn good coach, knows how to coach defense. Having the size that he has available to him, you ain't going to get too many offensive rebounds against the Los Angeles Lakers. But I got news for you. Where's the identity offensively? Because I didn't see it. There was no pick and rolls. Bunch of isolations and trying to stuff the ball into Anthony Davis. The Clippers knew exactly what you were going to do, when you were going to do it, how you were going to do it. It was embarrassingly transparent. But even with all of that being said, I got a bigger concern. And it ain't Montrezl Harrell who can play. And it ain't Lou Williams who came off the bench and dropped 21 who could play. And it ain't Kawhi Leonard who's obviously great and one of the top 4 players on the planet. Although I'm telling you right now, if Kevin Durant was healthy, you wouldn't hear me telling you Kawhi Leonard is better than Kevin Durant because, damn it, I don't believe it. As great as I know Kawhi Leonard to be. But I am going to tell you something. And it's scaring the living hell out of me. I saw LeBron James last night that really wanted no parts of Kawhi Leonard. I saw LeBron James last night that gave every impression that Father Time may be creeping up. Or that it's just this brother that he don't want a piece of. I don't know. I'm not pretending to know. I respect the hell out of LeBron James. I believe he's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. I believe he's one of the greatest players we have ever seen in the history of the game. And I don't believe he's done. His career averages of 27, 7, and 8. I believe he could do that again. That's not my issue. See, as I tried to explain to my brother, Rashawn McDonald, once again, business manager extraordinaire, proud to have him on my team. As I've tried to explain and educate him about, because, you know, you have people out there. I mean, Jamie Foxx with the Cowboys, Denzel Washington with the Cowboys and other stuff. You know, Kevin Hart, his Philly-loving self. I mean, there's a lot of stars in this industry that I know that, damn it, no matter how knowledgeable they think they are, you understand, I have to teach them from time to time. Okay? I really, really do. And Rashawn is no different. I've had to teach him. And last night I had to educate him. Even my boy Juvie, I've had to educate him. There's no shame. Just because you bigger don't make you smarter. Here's the reality, okay? In the sport of basketball, sure you're trying to win. Sure you want to win the right way. But unlike most other sports, there does come a moment when it ain't about doing it the right way. But it's really about, wait a minute, let me remind you of who the hell I am. Case in point, your very point guard for the Los Angeles Clippers, Patrick Beverley, who I love like a little brother. Patrick Beverley is pestering the living hell out of Kevin Durant in the postseason last year for the first 2 or 3 games. Kevin Durant gets neutralized one game, gets ejected another. We're like, what the hell is going on? Look at what Patrick Beverley is doing to a guy damn near a foot taller than him, who's a perennial all-star, surefire future first ballot Hall of Famer. What the hell is going on? And then Kevin Durant sat back in a gym in Oakland, California, and he said, yo, he's doing this, he's doing that, and he's a good defender. Now, I could do this, and I could do that, and I could explain this, and I could explain that. But you know what? I'm Kevin Durant. Y'all know who I am. You know who I am. And then the next time we saw him on the basketball court against Patrick Beverley, he almost dropped 50. He had like 38 in the first half. And then looked at you again and said, y'all know who I am. You know who I am. You know why you do that in the sport of basketball? Because the sport of basketball allows for that kind of excellence, that kind of individual excellence. You look at me when I'm talking to you, Rashawn. The sport of basketball allows for that kind of excellence to be put on display individually, even though the team is ultimately the priority, even though the team and its agenda is the ultimate goal. At the end of the day, Rashawn, at the end of the day, you always got to remind yourself, there's a reason why I am who I am, and they are who they are. When you go to the negotiating table, and LeBron signed for $153 million over 4 years to be a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, do you think he felt Avery Bradley deserved the same check? How about Rajon Rondo? What about Kyle Kuzma? How about Josh Hart? All of these people, do you think they deserve the same money as him? No. You know why? Because they ain't him. You Steph Curry, you Golden State. You think everybody deserves the same money as you? Hell no. You James Harden, you think everybody deserves your check? Absolutely not. Hell with it. I'll be bold. You Stephen A. Smith. You think everybody deserve what you get? Hell no. There's levels to this. And I thought that LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard were on the same level. If not, LeBron still saying, nah, I'm still here. And guess what? It didn't happen last night. But that's okay. Under normal circumstances, if you're launching shots and they just don't fall, or you had a bad game, that's forgivable. That's not my issue. You know what my issue was, ladies and gentlemen? LeBron James being interviewed post-game and listen to what he says. Ain't no rivalry. Ain't no real rivalry. You know, they're their team, we're our team. I mean, we both have what we want, and now we just got to work things out, but ain't no rivalry. What? What the hell do you think the game was on TNT last night for? Why the hell was Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, the great, incomparable Ernie Johnson, and even Dwayne Wade was on a podium inside, right outside on a platform, LA Live, broadcasting this event in front of thousands of fans? You think that was because last night was just another game? That is not what people expected to see. The promos by New Balance are to be admired and respected. The fact that Kawhi Leonard allowed it is to be admired and respected. He knew who he was going up against opening night, and guess what? He showed up. He was ready. LeBron James reminded us of what life was like when he went up against the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. That's right, I said it. That's how LeBron James looked last night. He looked passive. He looked ineffective and inefficient. He looked confused on the offensive side of the ball. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to admit, I'm going to say it. He actually looked devoid of heart. That's right, I said it. That's right, I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it. Damn right, what y'all looking at me like, I said it. I'm not accusing LeBron James of anything for the next 81 games. I'm talking about what I saw last night. I saw an elite, great champion in Kawhi Leonard, figuratively speaking, punch him in the mouth, and LeBron say, ouch, that hurt, and did nothing. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. Now, does that mean he's not going to do anything about it moving forward? I believe he will. I believe that if LeBron James wants to avoid us reminiscing about what he was before he ever became a champion, he will stand up like champions do and answer the call. But that's going to require us calling LeBron out to make sure he hears that he was called. That's going to require us saying, excuse me, bro. There's this champion over there. He plays in a different uniform, but in the same city and the same arena, the same amount of nights here as you. He don't have Space Jam 2 coming out. He ain't necessarily interested in being a movie star. But he is a champion. A matter of fact, if he wins one more, he'll have just as many chips as you do. And not only will he have done it, but he will have done it in a town that's supposed to be yours, in an arena that is supposed to belong to you right now. And all you got to say is, ain't no rivalry. Everything's fine. He got his team, we got our team. Everything's going to be all right. That's not what this is. Could you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, let me just ask y'all to fantasize. Let me look at the producers in here, the camera folks in here, the producers in there, my man Juvie here, my man Rashawn McDonald here. Let me just throw out a rhetorical question for everybody. If Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or anybody like that was considered a champion, and somebody came into their city, and before they went up against you, there were promos of them saying, this is my town now. I'm taking over. And there ain't a damn thing that you gonna do about it. You or Nike. What would they have done? What would they have done? Let me tell you what Michael and Kobe would have done. They'd have bust their butt, or they'd have went down swinging. There would have been no such thing as, oh yeah, it's not a rivalry. Y'all see the difference? You want to know the kind of things that get held against LeBron James? This is what we talk about. This is pure basketball talk. Am I lying? This ain't nothing more than basketball talk. Am I lying? We ain't talking about, let me put the disclaimer out there because Rich Paul is listening. Maverick Carter is listening. Let me put it out there. Let me put it out there. LeBron's a great father. He's a great husband. He's a great actor, director, entrepreneur, beautiful businessman, incredible role model. Did I leave anything out? Because I want to make sure because I got my manager over here and he's sensitive to this guy. I want to make sure. Have I touched on everything? Am I being unfair? I just want to make sure. I want to make sure everybody listen. I want to make sure. Did I throw out all the superlatives, all the compliments? Adam Medelson, LeBron James, business guy. Are you listening? Did I do that? Did I say all the requisite nice things? Didn't I tell you he had wonderful kids? Wonderful wife, wonderful family? Because I truly mean that. I'm not joking. He's got some sensational, beautiful people. They're smart. By the way, Rich Paul's a great agent.
I didn't quite catch that.
Rich Paul's a great agent. When you look at him, Rich Paul, when you look at Maverick Carter, his brilliance. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, my bad. The charity work, his philanthropy. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. He is phenomenal. LeBron James is special. What the hell does that have to do with last night? I love basketball. And even though it's a great team sport, I love individuals who rise to the occasion with an individual challenge when it is presented to them in an abrasive and acerbic fashion. They answer the call, reminding us all of the ingredients to their success to begin with. I'm not saying LeBron James doesn't have that in him. I'm saying it was nowhere to be found last night. And that, to me, is inexcusable. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. To your phone calls and more in just a minute. You are listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, when it comes to hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need to get to your short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes, set of screening questions based on your job requirements, then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Your time is precious, so let Indeed help you get to your short list of qualified candidates and discover why more than 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. That's Indeed.com/hire. The satisfying crunch of Nature Valley Crunchy Bars can keep your family going, which means more outside fun for you. And with whole grain oats and real delicious honey, it's real tasty too. Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bars.